Yo, what up, guys? This is your boy here, Ice Master Gleason, and today I'm very excited because this is going to be the very first video of my channel, and I'm just super hyped right now. I've been waiting a long time for this channel to be live, and now it's live, and I'm just super excited uh, to get started and make videos. And I have so many great ideas that I want to bring to you guys, but I'm not going to discuss all that in this video. But today, our first video, as you guys can see in the title, we're going to be focusing on one of my favorite main characters of all time, and that's Ash Ketchum. And I absolutely love this guy. He's so much fun to watch. I love it when he comes up with creative ways to win certain battles and get through certain challenges. And he's just really cool and fun. And today, as you guys can see in the title, once again, we're going to be building Ash Ketchum's best team, or I should say one of Ash Ketchum's best team. I'm doing this a little bit differently from how other PokeTubers have done it, or other people who have done this topic have done it, where I've noticed a trend where most of the time they like to take Ash Ketchum's most powerful mons from each region, and then that's how they built the team, and then they pick it based on winning percentages and all this other stuff, and that's definitely a very valid way to run it, and I can't even deny that. But I thought of a little bit of a different way of how to approach this topic. So I'm approaching it from more of a competitive standpoint. I'm not the most competitive battler out there, but I have dabbled a bit here and there in competitive play, and done a lot of IV breeding, EV breeding, all that stuff, egg moves, all that. I've dabbled here and there, so I'm not necessarily a noob, but I think that this is kind of a different way to approach this topic. So instead of looking at winning percentages, I'm going to count that out, because in the end of the day, I feel like that person has to do more with how the writers of the show want to script certain battles and which Pokemons they want to win or lose. So that's more scripted rather than whether that Pokemon should actually win or not. So I'm going to approach this from a realistic standpoint, like how it would be in the video games, which would make his best team and stuff like that. So once again, I'm not going to be focusing on winning percentages or just adding only Pokemons that are the absolute powerhouse of Ash's team, like Greninja and Sceptile and a bunch of other ones, the ones that are powerhouses. But yeah, so I'm really excited to start this topic with you guys. So just sit back, relax, and listen to my points. I worked really hard on this video trying to make it nicely laid out. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. This will be Ash Ketchum's best team, or one of Ash Ketchum's best team. Alright guys, so to start off, we got the main man, Ash's best friend and best, arguably, I guess you could say best Pokemon in a way, and that's Ash's Pikachu. This guy has been with him throughout the entire time, and he's very powerful, and I decided to keep him on the team, obviously, because it's his best friend. He's going to have it on his best team no matter what. But I do want to tell you guys to keep in mind that I won't always keep Pikachu on every single Ash team, because Ash doesn't always use Pikachu either. He's smart. Sometimes he does, take him out of certain battles and save him for like more important battles in some situations. So yeah. Anyway, so as you guys can see here, this is his anime moveset. It's gonna be Volt Tackle, Thunderbolt, Iron Tail. Like I said, this is from a bit of a competitive standpoint. Normally I don't add items on anime Pokemons, because obviously they don't run items in the anime for the most part, so I don't add them. But in this case I did add the light ball for Pikachu right here. That's because obviously Pikachu in reality is not that powerful as opposed to the anime, so if you add the light ball, it'll make him just about as strong as he is in the anime. So this is the only, one of the very few occasions where I will add an item, but this is just so you can match Pikachu's power. So yeah, this is mostly a physical set. He doesn't have very many options to go for anyway. So Thunderbolt is just there, just to have a special move, obviously, and you don't always want to use Volt Tackle because that'll drain your HP and stuff like that. So just go for Thunderbolt most of the time, and then go for Volt Tackle when you really want to finish it off and stuff like that. Quick attack priority move, that'll come in handy. Yeah, we got the nature right here. I chose Lonely or Hasty. I believe this focuses on increasing attack or increasing speed, and then probably minusing defense or special defense, something like that. I don't have the chart right here in front of me, but yeah, it either increases attack or increases speed, and then lowers like defense or something, which is not important because Pikachu is very frail. And as for effort values, I would add 252 in attack and 252 in speed. Don't worry about the Thunderbolt because that, you won't. I mean, you'll be using it, yes, but like he has mostly physical moves, so that's why I focus more so on the attack just to maximize the Volt Tackle or the Iron Tail quick attack, whatever. And then whatever remaining EVs that are left, you just put in any stat. And then as for his ability, it's been stated in the anime that his ability is static. There have been times where he's absorbed electricity, but he does not have lightning rod. He does have static, as it showed in the Sinnoh region in Diamond and Pearl. So yes, that's Pikachu's moveset, guys. There's not much variety to go for with that. But yeah, this is how you build the anime moveset of Pikachu. So we're going to move on to the next one. Okay, next up we do have one of my favorite Pokemons of all time, and that's going to be Infernape, or Ash's Infernape in this case. So as you can see here, we have the moveset, Flare Blitz, Flamethrower, Mach Punch, and Dig. The reason why I have Flame Wheel here is as another option. The way I trained him was mostly a physical set, and his nature is all mostly physical. So if you want to go for Flame Wheel instead of Flamethrower, that's another option, and that would be really good too because Flare Blitz does recoil damage, so maybe you might want to go for the safer option and go for Flamethrower or Flame Wheel. But in case if Flamethrower does more damage, then you can use Flamethrower, that's fine. Infernape does have an even amount of attack and special attack anyway, so it really doesn't matter which one you use, I think. But Flame Wheel may be stronger because you are training it in physical, or at least the way I have it, I'm training it in physical attack and speed, and then one of these natures increases attack. So either option will work just fine. See whichever one works best for you. So for the item here, we do have the Focus Sash. I only added this because I wanted to trigger his Blaze ability, just like in the anime. Trigger off that overpowered Blaze. Obviously, it's not like as overpowered as it is in the anime, but just for authenticity, I guess I wanted to add something that would trigger the Blaze purposely. Just so he could go, Flare Blitz and OTK something maybe, or just to have fun. I really love the whole concept with Infernape and his backstory. Nature, lonely, hasty, just like Pikachu, because it's a physical, speedy attacker. Most of his Pokemons are like that anyway, so a lot of them are trained very similarly. And then the effort values here: 252 in attack, speed, and 4 in any. And yeah. So that's Ash's Infernape, very powerful Pokemon. I love using it. That's in my main team. So then next up we have, and for a second option here, we do have Ash's Charizard. So this isn't a part of the main team, but it is another option in case if you don't want to use Infernape and you want to go for Charizard instead. He's definitely another really fantastic option, which is why I added him here. He does have a very diverse moveset, which is why I added him as a second option here. Moveset is Flamethrower, Dragon Tail, Wing Attack, Seismic Toss, and you can really mix these around as much as you want. I decided to go more for a physical set, obviously, because most of Charizard's moves are purely physical. He has Seismic Toss, Steel Wing, Wing Attack, and Dragon Tail. He also has, I think, Slam or Head Bash. Like, he has a couple mostly physical moves. Literally, his only special move is Flamethrower. And he also used Dragon Breath at one point. So in case if you want to use Dragon Breath too, then you could go for maybe a mix set. So like training like half attack and half special attack. As you can see, the way I trained mine was just purely physical because that's kind of what I want to go for, honestly. So I put 252 in attack, 252 in speed, and 4. Just like, because all of Ash's Pokemons are mostly physical hitters, so the effort values are distributed the same, and the natures are pretty much the same too. Lonely and Hasty increases attack and speed. Again, the abilities Blaze. No item on this because I only did that for Pikachu and Infernape because they need it for story purposes. But yeah, so you could either go for a physical set and just leave Flamethrower there, the way it is. That's fine. So you could have a nice stab move. And then you have Dragon Breath if you want to go for a nice mix set. But either way, try out Charizard. Really fantastic. Has a lot of options. I'm going to go with Infernape, but I'll definitely try out Charizard as well. But yeah, that's a second option. Alright, so next up we have definitely one of my favorite Pokemons in all of Ash's teams in general. And that's my main boy, Ash Greninja, right here. Oh, I love this guy so much. He is so cool. I love everything about him. He's definitely one of my favorite Pokemons of all time, and he actually is my favorite Pokemon of all time. I absolutely love it, and they even gave him a special form similar to Ash, and it's very powerful. It's just as powerful as Mega Evolution, pretty much. They didn't call it Mega Evolution, but it's pretty much kind of the same thing. only it's a little bit more broke. But in the game, it's not as broke because you actually have to kill him on first before you can turn into his form, which is kind of it's okay. But either way, he's an extremely powerful Pokemon. Moveset is Water Shuriken, Aerial Ace, Water Pulse, and Night Slash. I did add Double Team here as an option. I know his final moveset was Double Team and not Water Pulse. That got removed for Water Shuriken. But the way I like to run these is I like to pick 4 of the best moves of every single Pokemon that Ash has and use those to maximize the potential. But Double Team is an option too, but Greninja is very frail, so if you do increase your evasionness, but it does hit anyway, like he'll end up dying. So I'm not really sure if it's worth the risk. It could be worth the risk. It depends. You know, you could get very lucky and, you know, and your opponent's attack can miss because of the Double Team. And that's good. If that happens, fantastic. But that's an option there. But I guess I would go for Water Pulse. So in the anime, he does have Cut instead of Night Slash. And I think the reason for that was because the Japanese name for Cut is like, well, for Night Slash is a very kind of aggressive and a little murdery, I think. So that's why they added Cut instead of Night Slash. But in X and Y, the anime, Night Slash and Cut do have the same animation. The only difference is Cut is like a light energy, a white energy instead of a dark energy. So yeah. But the thing is, Ash Greninja can't learn Cut in the 7th generation. So it's impossible to actually give the Ash Greninja form with the Battle Bond ability Cut anyway. So I had to replace it with something that's similar to that, which is Night Slash. I know it's a stab move, so it might be kind of cheating, but he kind of can't learn anything else. I think he can learn Quick Attack, and it does have, I think, the same amount of damage as Cut. I'm not sure, but I added Night Slash because it just made more sense. You know, it's kunais, and that's kind of what Night Slash looks in the X and Y series. So I felt like Night Slash would suit it better, and it'd give it stab. If you don't want to add it because you feel like it would be too strong and it would be unauthentic, don't add it. I'm adding it because I need something that represents Cut, and Night Slash is the best alternative, and it's more powerful, I guess. But yeah, so that's the only alteration I'll make to a moveset, and that's only because you can't learn Cut, so I'm trying to like make it work. Anyway, Nature is Lonely Hasty, just like Pikachu, just like Infernape, just like Charizard. They're all trained the same for the most part. Greninja literally has he has 2 physical moves and 2 special sets, so I trained him half attack and half special attack, so 126 attack, 126 special attack, 252 speed, and 4 in any other stat. And then we have the Battle Bond ability. Obviously, that's how you turn into the Ash Greninja form. Very powerful mon. He's got a 2 water type moves, a dark type move, and a flying type move. So, you know, pretty good diversity. I tried to pick Pokemon on Ash's team that had good diversity in, you know, movesets and stuff. But yeah, that's Ash Greninja. Very powerful Pokemon. Can't wait to use this in an official battle. It's going to be real hype. But yeah, so that's Ash Greninja for you guys. Okay, so from this moment on, it's going to be a little bit different. In most, like I said before, in most other best Ash Ketchum teams, they usually go with all of Ash's powerhouses, his speedy attackers, the ones with the most wins, and all this other type of information. But in this case, I decided to actually build this a little bit more competitively, like I said before, and actually add more defensive Pokemons that Ash has in his party, in his PC or whatever, in Oak's lab, and pick something that would actually be helpful to him in battles, and especially in the video game. You know, obviously just running a full set of speedy attackers isn't going to cut it, especially when you're facing other players who have more defensive mons. It's just not always going to cut it, and I speak from personal experience with that, and I'll explain that another time. But yeah, so for defense, I decided to add Ash's Gliscor. The reason why I added Ash's Gliscor is because he's a very defensive mon, has very high defense. I believe he has a 125 defense. He's also decently fast, which is pretty good because, you know, he usually runs fast Pokemon. He has 95 speed, and he also has 95 attack, which is a decent amount of attack. Not the greatest, but not the worst either. Still good enough to make it work. And the real other reason why I added him was because his moveset is very diverse. Unfortunately, he does not have any stab moves, which he doesn't have any flying or ground type moves, which kind of sucks. To be quite honest, it's kind of bad. But he does have 4 very diverse movesets in X Scissor, Fire Fang, Steel Wing, and Stone Edge. They'll cover a couple different things. They'll cover Steel, Ice, Psychic, Grass, rock, flying types. It'll cover a bunch of different types, his moveset. That's why I added him, because he could take hits and he could deal hard and has a very diverse moveset. And I absolutely love Gliscor. He's one of my favorite Pokemon of all time as well. Nature, Impish, I believe that increases defense and lowers special attack. And Adamant also increases attack and special attack, so choose whichever one you want. I trained him 252 in attack, 252 in physical defense, and 4 in any other stat. So, you know, because he's basically just going to be taking hits and dealing hits. You could also put 252 in speed and then 252 in attack, or 252 in defense and 252 in speed. Whichever one you want to increase. I decided to go more for a defensive and aggressive bulk. You could also add HP if you want, but you know, that's up to you. Its ability is Hyper Cutter. In the anime, we don't know what his ability is, so I just chose Hyper Cutter because, you know, why not? I don't think he's going to have an item on him anyway, so this would help him. No, it doesn't even matter. So just Hyper Cutter. I didn't add Poison Heal because in the fight against Paul, Gliscor did get poisoned, if I remember correctly, and it did not activate that ability. So I chose an ability that actually made sense according to, you know, the anime and some of the battles he went through. So yeah. So anyway, that's Gliscor. Really amazing mon, very defensive, very aggressive, has a lot of really great moves, and he's a really great addition to the team, I guarantee it. He's only weak to 2 things, which is water and ice. Yes, he's times 4 weak to ice, but that's not a big deal. Just avoid ice and that's it. You're good. And then he's only weak to water, so you have good coverage on this team, as we're about to find out. So yeah, that's Gliscor for you guys. Okay, so for another defensive mon on Ash's team, I decided to add Ash's Snorlax to the team, because he's very bulky. He has a lot of special defense and a lot of HP. I forgot what his HP is, but I think it's maybe 180, more than that, maybe 200, something around there. It's a very powerful HP stat for sure. And you know, the sad part with Snorlax, he is a very powerful mon, has a lot of attack, a lot of special defense, a lot of HP, but he doesn't have a very diverse moveset, which kind of contradicts my whole point. But when it comes to defensive mons, Ash doesn't really have that much to work with, to be quite honest. They usually don't have that many diverse movesets to begin with, to be quite honest. The reason why I added Snorlax was because, you know, not only can he take pretty good hits, but on top of that, he's only weak to one thing, which is fighting. So as long as you avoid fighting, you could pretty much take almost any hit. You know, he's a very powerful mon for sure. So I decided to pick mons that had the least amount of weaknesses. Gliscor, he's only weak to water and ice, and then Snorlax, he's only weak to fighting. That's good, and now complement the speedy attackers, which is Greninja, Pikachu, and Infernape or Charizard, you know, because he'll be able to take all the hits and you don't have to worry about it. That's how I usually build my teams. Is there's 3 speedy attackers, and then there's 3 defensive bulk mons to take hits and, you know, deal some damage and stuff like that. Anyway, the moveset is Body Slam. I picked that because obviously stab, and it has the chance to paralyze, which is awesome. Ice Punch, fantastic move. You could, you know, do a lot of damage on many different types. Rest, you know, to recover and stall out your opponent, and protect. You know, let's say your opponent is burned out or something, or yeah, if they're burned and, you know, they're about to die, use protect. You know, if they kill themselves, or, you know, there's a lot of ways you could use. Well, not that many ways you can use protect, I think, but you can use it. He doesn't have many options, which is the sad part, but these 2 options, these options here are good enough for now. He's just there to take hits anyway. The nature is Adamant to either increase attack, and Careful, I believe, increases special defense. So yeah, and then the effort values, I decided to train him 252 in attack and 252 HP. His ability is immunity. I also went for a secondary option, which is training him in attack and special defense. So, you know, you choose that, or you could train him in special defense and attack, and then special defense and HP, and then, you know, just let his attack ride. You could go 3 different ways. It doesn't matter. They're all going to be good. I think I'm going to stick with, for me personally, is 252 in HP and 252 in attack. And then that's it. You know, he could take so many hits. So the more HP he has, the better. But yeah, that's Ash's Snorlax. That's the 5th member on his team. So yeah, we're going to move on now. Okay, so last up for our final defensive mon on Ash's team, we got Ash's Goodra. Now, this is a very powerful dragon-type Pokemon. Yes, this is a dragon-type Pokemon that Ash owns himself. He also owns a Noivern and a Gibble, which unfortunately he did not evolve into a Garchomp, which if he did, probably would have made it on this team because Garchomp is absolutely powerful. But Goodra is no slouch either. Its anime moveset is Dragon Pulse, Ice Beam, Bide, and Rain Dance. His ability is Hydration, so that's why Rain Dance is obviously on there, because Hydration allows you to recover status conditions while it's raining. So, you get burned, poisoned, paralyzed. You could just use Rain Dance and take that away, and it's a really bulky mon. It's really awesome. And Dragon Pulse is very powerful. Ice Beam covers many things, and then Bide, since you're slow anyway, you're going to be taking hits, you could deal back damage. Pretty decently diverse moveset. Obviously, Goodra is a Dragon type, so he's only a pure Dragon type, which means he's only weak to Ice and Fairy and Dragon. So 3 weaknesses, not that bad. It's manageable. Yes, I do realize that Gliscor and Goodra both are weak very heavily to Ice, but that's okay because that's what you have Snorlax there for, to take those hits, because he can take those hits. Its nature is calm and modest. I think it's to increase special defense. Modest increases special attack, and calm increases special defense. So, I think Goodra has like 150 special defense. I could be wrong with that, forgot. But I know he has at least 150 or more special defense. So he's very tanky, just as tanky as a Snorlax in some ways. And doesn't have as much HP as Snorlax, but definitely is bulky and has a lot of special attack as well. So he's just going to be hitting hard like a cannon, even harder than Snorlax, and can take I think just as many hits as Snorlax as well. Effort values, I decided to go for special attack and special defense. Very simple, straightforward. That's all it does. So stick with that. And as you already know, hydration is the ability. So Goodra is just a really powerful mon, very defensive. I guarantee that you'll be good with him on the team. He's very powerful, and yeah. Alright, so that's the last of Ash's mons for this particular team, for Ash's best team, or one of Ash's best teams. This is the more appropriate title for this, because this is not the best team for Ash. This is one of the best teams. I think this is a really good team. I worked really hard picking the right ones, making sure that each mon had enough diverse movesets to cover so many different types, and had enough defense to back him up, while also having a lot of fast and powerful mons to, really go in and sweep and take care of things. And, it's a very, very powerful team. I haven't tried it out yet, but I will try it out on a video on this channel at some point in the future to test out this Ash team against other characters from the anime or whatever. So it's going to be really dope, really fun. Definitely try this out. So just to recap on everything, for Ash's team, we have the main man Pikachu, we have Infernape or Charizard, one or the other. We have Ash Greninja, we have Gliscor, we have Snorlax, and we have Goodra. So very powerful team. I thought about adding Donphan to the team because it's a ground type and it's only weak to ice and water, just like Gliscor, but I decided not to add him because I believe his moveset in the anime, he only has 2 moves, which is Rollout and some other move. So obviously Gliscor is the better option. He covers more things and he's also faster. But yeah, so Donphan just wasn't, even though he was a good defensive option, he just didn't have enough moves in the anime to make it work, and I don't want to be at a disadvantage, so Gliscor just made more sense. But yeah, there are many options to go for, many variations for Ash's team. This is definitely not the last of Ash's teams. I will be doing more different team builders for Ash's teams in the future, as well as No Limits, which is pretty much doing whatever. I'll explain that in the No Limits video. But yeah, so that's the video for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was a lot of fun to make. I will be making more of these type of videos, these character team builder type of videos, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm very excited that this channel's finally started, and I hope that you guys will support this channel and keep coming strong. Most of you guys are coming from my Yu-Gi-Oh channel, most likely, which is Legendary Duels, if you guys want to go check that out, even though you guys are probably from there anyway. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I am so happy to be here, and I can't wait to do more videos with you guys. See you guys later.